What's up, Drop Pod listeners? You can check out new episodes of the Drop Podcast every Tuesday and Thursday wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find all of our content on YouTube at the Drop Golf Podcast and on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at the Drop_pod. No matter how you consume us, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Follow and listen along.
This episode is presented by All County Exteriors. Discover the excellence of All County Exteriors, a third-generation leader in premier exterior home remodeling, proudly celebrating over 40 years of success. While most remodeling companies last just 5 years, All County Exteriors has withstood the test of time, consistently delivering top-quality roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Their expertise extends from small repairs to large additions, serving homeowners and builders alike. More than just a construction company, All County Exteriors is deeply committed to community service, proudly supporting organizations such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the American Cancer Society, Roofs for Troops, and Parents of Autistic Children. If you have planned to do any exterior remodeling, call the experts at All County Exteriors for a free, no-obligation estimate for your project. Just call 732-370-2780 or email them at info@allcountyonline.com. That's 732-370-2780 for All County Exteriors for all your remodeling needs. This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? Welcome back. This is episode 105. You are listening to us at the start of season 3. Mike, happy anniversary. It's our anniversary.
3.
Yeah, man.
Season 3 is underway.
Yeah.
Back and better than ever.
So this is coming out October 8th. Is this episode today? October 10th, 2022 was our first episode, right?
October 12th, 2022.
12th, 2022. So yeah, I mean, just kind of how the calendars fell. It's been this is the start of the new season. So everything that we put up is going to say season 3 now. So this is season 3, episode 1. It's been quite a journey. So we're going to get a little bit more into that as we go through. Let's run through the schedule real quick, and then we'll get into some stuff here. Sound good?
Works for me.
Terrific. Yesterday, the 7th, Mike took on Pinehurst number 8. He's still in North Carolina.
This is the finale. This is the finale of the North Carolina trip. I know it's been the running joke, but this is the last one I have.
I wish it wasn't. I wish you'd keep going.
Maybe we go back.
He takes on the 4th hole. The par 4 9th hole at Pinehurst number 8. If you didn't check it out yesterday, go back, see it, YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Today, episode 105. You can head over to YouTube. You can see Mike and I live here. We're recording. You can go watch the podcast there. While you're over on YouTube, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, do all the things you need to do. Wednesday. You're going to see that this episode is going to kind of take on a big Manasquan River contingency for this week. So I take on Manasquan River on Wednesday. So stay tuned for that as it comes out there on Wednesday. Thursday, speaking of Manasquan River, we were fortunate enough, Mike and I, we sat down with Manasquan River Golf Course. You heard that right. The actual golf course. We sat down with it. We talked about it, its thoughts, its feelings. Wanted to hear how it was going to be set up for the MGA is having their mid-am there next week, and wanted to talk about the course, talk to the course, talk about the course. So we sat down with the golf course. The golf course sounds an awful lot like head professional Chris Dimmick, but it's not. It's the actual course. It does also take shape in Chris as well. So it's kind of an interesting science experiment that Mike and I were running. So, well,
listen, AI works in a lot of ways. AI works in a lot of ways, and this is just one of the ways that we were able to make this happen.
So yeah, we kind of preview the MGA Mid-Am, which is going on next Monday, the 14th and 15th. So we're going to get into that, but that's our interview this week is kind of a preview, just like we were doing with the NJSGA. We were previewing the some of their majors. This is us having opening this relationship with the Metropolitan Golf Association, and trying to build that relationship. So we previewed the MGA Mid-Am and talked to Chris and about the course and kind of how that's going to be set up. So really an in-depth interview. If you are playing in it, if you're a caddy in it, I'm trying not to be biased here, but you got to listen to it because between Chris and Mike, you got a lot of information on the course, and it'd be great for people to learn some things if they hadn't already. So that's Thursday, and then we got Freaky Fun Friday. So we'll see what we're throwing out there on Friday this week. Mike, I think we need to start where we started. Actually, we need to talk about this being the beginning of our third year, and I mean, from having this start by being a kind of a hobby that you and I are going to do. Hey, let's play some golf and let's talk about it, to where it is now is really, really incredible. I did not think it was going to get this far. I didn't think it was going to, I don't know how long I thought we could do it, but it was, again, just something that was just like kind of a fun idea to now look where we are and look what we're doing. I mean, we are previewing a MGA event. We went, like, I don't even know, in 3 years. It's just incredible the growth that we've had, the steps we've taken, the improvements we've made. It's again, we've talked about this, that this is like a little a side hustle for us, but it's really full time with keeping up with the social media, keeping up with stuff that's going on, staying relevant, all those things. It's been incredible, and really it's because of the people that are listening, the following that we've gained, the people who've gone, the businesses, the sponsors who've been with us forever. It's really, there's been so many great people to come along the way, Mike. I don't, words cannot describe it enough how appreciative and thankful we are to everybody who's been with us.
Listen, I mean, I don't know if I could say it any better, and there's no need to repeat it, but like, yeah, I think what you need to do at this point right now is to pause us. You need to throw in the initial teaser from when you and I launched this bad boy to when I was driving out to Scotland Run and I said, I just want to hit bombs off the first tee. Like, that's great audio to see where we were to where we are today. I think you need to pause this, put that in, and then let everybody hear that, because
I'm gonna put that right after this. Yep.
It's the Drop Podcast, where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is
We're
Ryan
introducing
Kulak.
this. This is the Drop Podcast. That's what we're.
I think finding the name was the hardest thing.
All right, Ryan, you got anything else?
No, I'm all good.
All right, just drop it over there then.
Found it.
That just shows the evolution of this thing. And, when we said we're all in on it, we are all in on it. And to think that this is now our 105th episode, nonstop. We launched this in October of 2022, have not stopped. And I know we jokingly say to the moon we go, but here we go, starting year 3, back and better than ever. Exciting times ahead. And to your point, what better way to start season 3? I mean, this is going to sound like a Netflix documentary, but season 3, episode 1, highlighting an MGA major at basically our backyard.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any better than this, big fella.
No, it does not. So really some incredible things that we got going on. So thank you to everybody. Again, the sponsors who have been around forever, the sponsors who are new, thank you. And everybody in between, the listeners from new to old, anyone that's listening to this that just jumped on board, thank you so much. It's been an incredible journey. And again, Mike, from where we started, I didn't envision this now, and I can't even fathom where it's going. It's been really an incredible journey.
Are you looking for the perfect place to host the wedding of your dreams? Or maybe your company is looking to host an unforgettable holiday party with the beautiful backdrop of a golf course? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Then you need to visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey. Conveniently located in Union County, right off exit 138 on the Garden State Parkway, Galloping Hill encompasses over more than 270 beautiful acres. Book your special day in their recently updated banquet space and enjoy the wonderful scenery on the golf course during your on site ceremony. You could also host your holiday party in the formal ballroom or in the casual setting of the Hill Tavern Bar and Grill, the gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly. Their catering teams consistently win awards each year from the Knot and Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. Don't forget, golf never stops at Galloping Hill either. Open all year round. Go enjoy the course on those nice days in the winter and hang out in the tavern after your round. The fun never stops at Galloping Hill Golf Course.
All right, enough of this mushy stuff. Let's get into some of the real talk for this week, Mike. You have something you want to share before we get to the professional update?
I do. So let me give a another weekly update on this store. After you and I had some further talks about how we want to unveil this and unwrap this whole thing, we decided we're going to do this in a phase tactic, okay? Where we're just going to start with t-shirts, hoodies, and hats. We're going to take this in like a 3-prong attack to show that we can push merchandise rather than having 900 different items and only 1 or 2 go. Our goal here is to get stuff off the rack and onto people's bodies. So even when you start to look at prices, there is nothing that is, quote, expensive. I think we're going to keep the t-shirt price at $20. Simple, easy, boom.
Round
not
number.
trying to not make anybody dabble into something unnecessary. Hoodies, simple, $30. Nice and easy. Artwork's going to be on it. Everything's going to be looking very, very good. I do want to emphasize a couple things that I'm working on still before we launch this thing. I want to make sure I'm able to explain the sizing. So I'm working with the vendor to get some of the product myself. So I can give you an idea. Is it more fitted? Is it looser fitting? Is it normal? This way, when people go to buy it, no one's blindsided. Oh, this is too tight. This is too loose. It's not a normal medium. I should be wearing a small or a large. This way I can now communicate that with everybody because it is one of those things. The artwork's going to be on it. There's no refund. You can't return it. So I want to make sure when people buy it, they like it, and then they wear it.
Mike, maybe we should see if both of us can get it so we can see the gamut of the small to the bigger than small sizes.
I'll put that in my notes section of my phone to ask that question. I figured I was just going to put on the double XL and let you know how it fit on me.
How it fits you. If it looks like a gown on you, then sure.
I can definitely work in that. And so that we're going to do this in a phase attack. So that's going to be phase 1. Just those 3 items: simple, easy, clean, efficient. And on top of that, Galloping Hill has been one of a advertiser on the show, huge supporters of ours about what we do. Obviously, you hear the ad read all the time. It is one of those spots in terms of public golf course that's open year round. So if you haven't seen it or haven't gone played it, clearly you need to go check it out. Okay, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they have been listening to the show and liking the things that we do, that they've gone above and beyond and decided that they're already putting in an order for all our stuff to get in their pro shop. And they're going to sell things directly from Galloping Hill Golf Course. That if you are playing that day and you wanted to buy a Drop Podcast t-shirt, hoodie, hat, you can then just get it directly from their pro shop. So that's just another thing for us that I never ventured or thought that could possibly happen. But when I say we're starting year 3 with a bang, we're back and better than ever. There's another example of us providing facts that this rocket ship is clearly on a fast-paced mission to the moon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really is. And it's so awesome of them to jump on board. And Mike, I know you and I were just talking about it. You got to play Galloping Hill this year was it the 4-ball qualifier you played in there?
Yep. And then I went back maybe a
that's right.
later.
Yep. It has been 15 years since I've played it, and I need to get back up there. They have really been great to us since jumping on. They're super supportive, even if it's just, it's more than just listening, right? Like now they're like, actions speak louder than words. We have a store, they're jumping on it, right? We ask them if they want to sponsor, bam, they want to sponsor. Like there is they've been great to us, and
they talk the talk and they walk
the walk. Exactly. So so big thank you to them. That's really an awesome it's really awesome that they want to jump in on that. Very cool.
And put this on notice that, hey, listen, if there's other people, if there's other pro shops, if there's other businesses that want to do the same, hell, my phone's always on 24/7. I respond faster than DMs than any human being in the world. And I'm part robot.
Big part robot. The joke is that Mike knows that you're texting him and knows what you're saying. I think he's telepathic that way. So he has
I'm already crafting up my response.
Response while you're typing the question out. So he really is on it. So I think that's really awesome. It's cool to have our stuff in a pro shop. It just, again, like you said, it shows that I 3 years ago, 2 years ago, never would have thought that we would have gear, merch in a pro shop. Never.
But, and I'll tease this one more thing. I'm hopeful that the launch of this merchandise store will go live Tuesday, October 15th.
Okay.
I'm going to do everything in my willpower in the next 7 days to make sure that this bad boy is ready to go.
Okay. Well, there we go. Let's move on from the store to the professional golf rankings. Mike, last week we talked about John Pack being tour bound and how it wasn't necessarily official because he was 19, top 17 were guaranteed. So he was more than probable, but things could, there was still an avenue where he couldn't make it, right? Finish DFL, have all these guys finish ahead and move up. So that there was possibility there. Despite shooting an 80 in his opening round, he was able to make the Korn Ferry Tour, to get his card, to move on, become a PGA Tour professional, and I think he missed the cut fully, right? Shot 80 and missed the cut.
So here's the catch.
Okay.
There was no cut at the finals.
Oh, okay.
So in theory, that 80 wouldn't have killed him as bad as it would if it was a cut event.
Gotcha. Okay.
On top of the guys behind him, not really making a move.
Yeah.
He did enough throughout the season that allowed this hiccup to occur.
Yeah. Well, good for him either way. So John's moving on. He's going to be a PGA Tour player next year. I know that we've been in talks with him. We haven't necessarily talked to him yet, but again, Jersey guy that we want to get on. It's just a matter of kind of finagling it, just like we talked about with Max. We talked with Max for nearly 2 years before we can get him on. So hopefully John's listening to this, and John, hopefully we get you on sooner than that. But that's kind of kind of what happens. These guys they got golf to play, they got sponsorships, they got things that they need to do, and just, man, life gets in the way, So, so John, congratulations. Good for him moving on. PGA Tour professional. I always, it makes me feel nice that those guys are like, you see them getting their, chiseling the tour card. It's a physical, like an American Express, like a black card. It's solid, and having them iron it out, and it's really cool to see that. It's nice to see their dreams come true there. So John, good for you. Congrats. Let's get you on, and let's hear the process, and we'll see you. We'll be rooting for you next year too. PGA Tour is back in action. As we talked about last week, the Sanderson Sisters Farms Championship. Uh, and anyone that was listening last week, and I couldn't remember the movie Hocus Pocus, I do apologize. People were probably screaming out there, "Hey, how do you not know the movie Hocus Pocus?"
You know who wasn't screaming?
You. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, you need to watch that with the family. I think it's a cute movie. I think it's a good.
I'll let you know when I find the time.
I'll tell you, make the time. It's a good one. But anyway, the Sanderson Farms Championship, both Chris and Ryan missed the cut last week. Ryan is in the field this week at the Black Desert Championship. We've talked about this. Chris is 90 something is what he was. I haven't looked, Mike, to get an update.
Listen, Chris has his card locked for next year. He's fine. There's nothing really for Chris to worry about. For at this point,
so?
Chris,
like if he keeps missing cuts, there's
no, he's fine because he won. He won, so he has a 2-year exemption on tour.
Oh, right. That's
so
right.
He won, so he's fine.
I was thinking inside that top 125. But you're right. So he's in.
Yeah, he's fine. Chris can do no wrong right now. Ryan, on the other hand, is fighting for his life.
Ryan's got to make some moves. He does.
Fighting for his life. I know there's no two ways around it. Even when it comes to like the fall, he's not doing very well in that aspect of it. You're talking about the overall numbers. Mm-hmm. He's still outside of top 125, and you know, I have said this many, many times. The missing cuts thing is just not going to help his case.
No, it's not. So he's back in action this week, again at the Black Desert Championship, and again, I really hope that he can do it, because it's so tough to see the yin and the yang, the excitement of last year of him getting his tour card, and then to be where he is now. That juxtaposition is tough. So Rye, best of luck. Keep swinging, keep grinding. You know, we're rooting for you here. That kind of wraps up our professional ranks there, Mike. Let's you teased at the beginning, Mike. You haven't told me yet. We got some big things coming up here. You care to share with me and our listeners what these plans are?
Well, I'll say this. I know some people have texted me on this.
Let me interrupt real quick. Mike said when there's nothing on the sheet for us to talk about, he'll reveal some stuff. So what I did was I erased everything on the sheet so that he's forced to tell us something here.
So I'll say this. I know some people have texted me on the side and said, you know, we haven't heard you guys play much golf. There hasn't been talk about golf courses, you know, but we see that you were at Francis Byrne. We see that the other day you're at TPC Jasna Polana, but there's no reviews of it. I can say this, that moving forward, it is going to be a heavy fall into November of course reviews of places we've been. There are some things on the editing side. It takes us a little bit of time to process it all. So bear with us a little bit with that. But I will say this, heading from, I will say, the week of maybe the 15th on is going to be a heavy New Jersey course review type episodes. And I know maybe that they've been on the back burner, but nonetheless, they'll be here and they'll be back as this episode's been and better than ever. So there are spots that you will hear us talk about both on the public side and the private side that we have ventured to, along with places that we are going to go to. So I have kind of told Ryan that to end our, well, maybe not his, but end my 2024 season of playing golf, the first Saturday and Sunday in November, I've scheduled 2 36-hole days, 36 on Saturday, 36 on Sunday. And this is for me the last weekend before my clubs get cleaned and get put away for the winter, which will add more content, which will add more course reviews. That some people have said to me, where are they? Yeah. Well, they're coming. They're coming hot and heavy.
It's been tough. The September, end of August, beginning of September, Mike and I don't do this full time. So our job started back up again. You got end of summer family vacations that go on. So it has been tough. Obviously I haven't put out a Ryan's verse in 2 weeks because I just haven't played that much.
It's called life gets in the way sometimes.
Right. Exactly. Sometimes it does. And even, we try to, I could very easily jump over to a place, play a hole, record it and throw it out to you. That's not fair. That's not what we're trying to do. That's just getting content for content's sake. And I don't feel right doing that. I don't feel good about that. So it has been a little while since we've played, and it does take it kind of gets put in an order as well. So if we play twice in 1 week, we want to spread it out a little bit so we can talk about each of those. We're not going to necessarily have we're not going to have two Ryans versus come out, so we kind of stagger it a little bit, so things kind of get put in an order of an order of operations there. So there are things coming. It has been a little slow golf wise for us through basically September, but it is coming down the pipe here that we got.
It's coming hot and heavy too to end this thing. So I will say, stay tuned to that. But to my point about my little schedule plans, I know I've been dangling the carrot in front of you, and you've been begging, where are we going? When are we going there? Who are we going to see? And I've actually I'm not really sure I want to unveil my surprise.
Are they public or private?
So that's a great question, because that's another thing I've been getting a lot is, Mike, there hasn't been much public golf for you guys to review or to talk about. So to the audience's point, you say something, I think it's valuable, we implement it. So the 36 hole days are going to go like this. Saturday, where it's 18 holes at a public spot in the morning, 18 holes at a private spot in the afternoon. And that's exactly how Sunday will go. We'll play Sunday at 18 holes at a public venue and 18 holes at a private venue. So 4 different golf courses, 18 holes in the morning, 18 in the afternoon, to end out the 2024 season.
Hot dog in between?
For you, sure.
Okay.
So you'll have to stay tuned in terms of where we are going, what time we need to be there, and what type of equipment you need to bring.
Okay. Well, hopefully my golf clubs.
Your golf clubs are going to be needed. I just don't know if the time is now to unveil where we're going. But you know what? Maybe I'll give you one. How about I give you one?
Okay.
You tell me. Do you want the schedule?
I would love the schedule because I hate being titillated like this, because it's constant. And I'd also like to know, because maybe I want to go play golf somewhere then we're not going to be able to get to, because we got different things going on, and I need to know if I should avoid certain places.
Okay, so here's what we're doing. I would say that the schedule is about 95 to 99% booked. Okay, there are a few
just give us one. Details. At least give me
so
one.
On Saturday, November 2nd, the morning round will probably be played at Berkshire Valley.
Oh, okay. Up north there, northwest.
Yep.
All right.
Followed by the afternoon round at Ridgewood Country Club.
Ooh. You don't say.
And then you get to go home and go to sleep and just marinate on what a day you just had.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I just got to play 2 spots that we've talked a lot about.
Mm-hmm.
We hear a lot about. And then we get up on Sunday morning. On Sunday morning, we're heading north again, because
you sure you want to give this?
I do.
Okay.
Yep.
You haven't given me it. I've been asking for weeks.
And then, listen, you asked for it, I'm going to deliver it. So then Sunday morning, we wake up and we're heading north to Hendricks Field Golf Course, part of the Essex County Parks system.
Okay.
A lot of work's been done there.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some quiet, good things about it.
Yeah.
So we will venture there Sunday morning.
And when we played Francis Byrne, that came up quite a bit, because that's also part of that same family. Yep.
Which they'll hear about in a couple of weeks when we put those episodes out. And then the finale to end the 2024 season. It's like that little reel that they put out to end the 2023's year. We're ending up at the one, the only North Jersey Country Club with our boys, Ryan Mackey and James Sirico, baby.
Yes.
Sunday afternoon with the boys.
Oh, there we go. I love it. You knew, that's why, because you knew I wanted to get up there again, and I wanted you to tell me if we weren't playing there, because I wanted to go see the fellas again, and it was going to be with or without you. That's good. Good stuff.
See, I know I dangle these in front of you, but I tell you half the time, just pack your bags. We're going. Save the date, and I don't tell you typically where we go.
I do trust you, because you've never disappointed me. This is not disappointing either. It's like 4 times, because we're playing 4 different courses. It's like 4 times as titillating. So that's the
I thought it was a great way to end the season. I
Yeah.
thought, I talked to those guys on the side. I said, don't say anything to the big fella. I'm going to try to use this as a surprise. And I said, let's find a way to make it happen. So I would say everything's about 95 to 99%. The one thing I'm just working on finalizing is with Berkshire Valley. We got a couple emails going back and forth, but that looks to be pretty much, game, set, match there. Hopefully, if not, if something falls through, I'm back to the drawing board.
Okay.
With a Saturday morning round somewhere in that North Jersey area. So
Mhm.
it's a big way to end the season, but
Yeah.
we're starting year 3 with a bang.
Oh,
And
boy.
what better way to head into the winter
Oh,
than
boy.
on cloud 9.
Yeah. Oh, you guys, that makes me so happy. You guys know how much I love that place. Brian and James are just 2 of the best dudes that we've met.
And I'm glad they didn't reach out to you. And I was worried because I said to them, in a group text, you're not in this one. I said to them, if he reaches out to you, just say you're not really sure what's going on. You're not really sure if you can make it happen.
Can I tell you, I thought that James was upset with me because he's been awfully short. Like our DMs, usually there's like a rat-a-tat-tat in our conversation. I'll like comment on something and he'll like just give it a heart or something. So either he is pissed and hasn't told you, or he's been avoiding. So that's so good. Guys, I am so happy that if you've been listening to the show, you know how much I love that place. We had such a great time with them last year. I absolutely loved the course, played awfully. And I think that's how, to me, if you shoot, something low, of course you like the course, right? It's easy to play well at a place and like it. I think I shot 94 and I still love the place. It was just wonderful. It really was.
And I will say this, that we will sit down with them afterwards. We will get them on the podcast for 2.0.
Okay.
But other than that, that's what our little 36-hole day will look like on Saturday and Sunday. And I guess at this point, I might as well tease the other spot that we're off to go play the North and the South at Canoe Brook. We're going to head up there and sit down with Reed Lansinger, their director of golf, and get to play both their courses and sit down with Reed. So when I say all these things are going on behind the scenes, this is like what it takes for you and I to put a schedule together, to make it worthwhile, to have the audience enjoy the places that we're talking about, so that if they get the opportunity, they know all about it. Packed.
Yeah. Jam-packed schedule. So Mike, kind of on that note, let's talk about the MGA and Manasquan River and the Mid-Am. Yeah.
Fire away.
Okay.
What do you want to...
It's coming up next week. Today is like we said, it's Tuesday the 8th. The tournament starts Monday the 14th. It's the Metropolitan Golf Association, whether you call it the Med or the MGA. And it's the Mid-Am, so it's amateurs that are over 30 years old or 30 and older. They're coming to Manasquan River. And as we talk about in our interview with Chris this week, and as we had talked about with Chris previously, it's something that the membership at Manasquan is now starting to become open to, whether it's being reviewed or hosting something. They want to show off their course. And the course is exquisite. It really, really is. And it's a good thing that they're coming and again, going to showcase a tremendous facility, right? Give us a little bit about what the tournament entails, Mike. Like, what's the format? Who's coming? Let's talk about, it's more your world. How big is this? How big is this event?
Well, let's put it this way. I mean, Manasquan River's been around since 1920s, I want to say, and they've never ever hosted an MGA event, ever.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about big time association like theirs, to never venture down, and maybe this might be as far south as they go in terms of their association finding a location. But as Chris says in the interview, you'll hear it. Like, the timing was perfect. It's a 36-hole event. It's a Monday and Tuesday. So it's kind of like a hit and run. You play it the next day, and then they're out of there. So it's not like it's that much of an ask for the membership. Typically, most private golf courses are closed on Mondays. So that also opens up the idea of like, if it's a Monday and Tuesday, you're really only throwing away a Tuesday at the club, and you got big name guys coming. And I think when you're talking about wanting to be one of the premier spots, which I think you and I and Chris echoes, they want to be, you've got to get on this plethora of rotation with the MGA. And you and I talk about it. You see the list of locations that this event's at.
Right,
It's big
Hudson
time spot.
National, Bayonne. There's been a ton. Is this the 16th year? Is that what 18th year? I mean, the list when I pulled it up when we had Chris on, the list was just loaded with courses.
Yeah, so it's 36 holes. It's stroke play, 36 holes. After that, you see who wins. And last year, Mark Costanza and Brad battled it to a playoff. Mark ended up winning. The year before, Tilly won. And it's a good thing. I know those guys I actually spoke with Tilly this weekend. He was going there and playing. I told him I hope he enjoys it. And it's one of those things I can't wait to hear what they say about it. Because I know sometimes everybody can be politically correct when they say things to maybe Chris or different members or different people at the club. And sometimes they'll tell me their honest take on it. Just they'll ask me, don't use their name. So I'm excited to hear what people truly think, because the weather looks to be perfect. I know next Tuesday we're not going to be able to talk about who won because it'll still be ongoing. But it'll be exciting for people to listen to the interview with Chris as they're driving to the golf course to fully get an in-depth look of the golf course.
And even, Mike, as we're recording, they don't have the tee sheet out. They don't have the times. Registration's still open. So
the one thing I will say about this too is it's a little different, because I know you say registration. You can't really register for this one. Okay. This one has a little bit of a catch where it's more invitations.
Only. Yeah.
List. So there's an invitation list that goes out to people. Now, there's currently, I want to say, like 60 to 70 people listed in the field. Like, I can tell you the people listed in the field. Now, could that change? Sure. Could people be added? Could people be deleted? Sure. But there's about 60 to 70 people listed in the field. After day one, the top 40 in ties make it to round two. So some people may only be playing a Monday round there. So it is a loaded field. 3 Manasquan River guys are in the field. So it's going to be an exciting day. No question about it.
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I didn't know that it was. I thought the first day was 36, and then there was a cut. So it's 18 and 18 done. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you gotta be ready to go. And the nice thing is it's a lot of New Jersey guys in the field. We're gonna do our best to get the winner on as well after that ends.
So that's the other thing, Mike, is that we kind of got to bring up. We've previewed all the majors for the New Jersey State Golf Association, and that was a great relationship moving forward. It's going to be wonderful for us to do. This is the MGA, the Metropolitan Golf Association. So it's most of New Jersey, New York City and Long Island, and Connecticut. And maybe it goes into like upstate New York, but like we're not talking about like the Buffalo area, right? Just like the New York City area is the area we're talking about. And as you mentioned, this might be the farthest south that they go, because you go any further south, you can kind of start. Those courses can be part of the Philly section. As we kind of had, I think when we had Jeff Carswell on, we kind of talked about that, or maybe when it was Union League, kind of the difference between like the
or
gap.
even Lampy. Might have been Lampy,
yeah. Where we talked about like the gap taking over from the Met, and kind of how some of those courses can be both, and then they so they kind of go in between. So this is really far south for them, for sure, but really cool that we get to experience it. It's kind of in our backyard here. It's your home spot. We've had Chris on a number of times. We've had Jack Wall on a number of times. It's really cool to have this opportunity to go and see, and I'm going to do my best to get out there, Mike, and try to get out on the course and be there, and we'll see what happens. So I'm waiting to see the tee sheet to make that official, but that's the goal. It's the objective.
Yeah, listen, exciting times ahead.
Yeah. We do talk about it more with Chris Dimmick. I'm sorry, not with Chris Dimmick, with the Manasquan River Golf Course, which used AI. How a golf course is able to use AI is beyond me, but that's our interview for this week, and you could listen to that on Thursday. Go through hole by hole, talk about each course, what the course is looking for, all that kind of stuff. You'll hear that on Thursday when we interview Manasquan River Golf Course, voiced by head golf professional Chris Dimmick. So stay tuned on Thursday for that. Till then, cheers.